You see, Paris is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and I do believe that now that I've traveled there, but I do have a love-hate relationship with it now. As much as I'd love to revisit Paris and maybe live there even for a month or so, I just had a nightmare of an experience there, and in my first vlog, I pretended that it didn't exist, but in this vlog, I'm gonna be real with you. This is what happened. Welcome to my house.
Currently, we have a lot of visitors right now, so
She let them eat cake. This is ridiculous.
This, madame, is Versailles.
welcome to our crib, house tour.
Hello there, welcome back to the vlog. This is part 2 of the Paris Diaries, and I'm doing this voiceover chat with you back here in Bergamo. Because when you're traveling, you can't really just sit down and do these things, you know? You gotta make the most out of your time, so I saved the voiceover and decompressing session here because boy oh boy, I have a story time to tell you. So, if you've seen my previous vlog, you know that I explored Paris alone first around the Montmartre area. I visited some film locations like Amelie's Cafe and the Shakespeare & Co. bookstore. And boy, I just love little things like those. A good bookstore and a good cafe. I could live off these on my itinerary alone already, but there were also a lot of beautiful museums. We went to the Musée d'Orsay and we visited the exhibit on Impressionist artists, specifically featuring Monet, Degas, Renoir, Van Gogh, and a lot more. It was so beautiful, and I could say hands down, controversial opinion or not, Musée d'Orsay is more beautiful than the Louvre. And everyone talks about the Louvre, but although I really enjoyed seeing Venus de Milo in person, as well as the winged victory of Samothrace. That was so majestic and breathtaking. Mona Lisa was too far. They placed an entire barricade so people couldn't get close to her, which is fair because so many tourists wanted to see Mona Lisa. But really, you can't appreciate the painting in all its glorious detail. You can't go close to it because it's too far, obviously. And what's more is that they don't allow you to take photos with her. I know the Mona Lisa is important, but also it got popular because it was stolen. If I were gonna rate all the museums that I've been to so far, Louvre isn't up there. It's kind of down here. I could say that all of the museums I visited in Vienna were super worth it, even though that was peak season as well. That was Christmas season, and for some reason they managed to keep the number of tourists limited to a certain extent. Out of all of the places we visited, I really loved Monet's garden the most because while it is beautiful to see these great masters' artworks in person, it is also amazing to see their inspiration in the flesh. How beautiful it would be if all of us could just live in a house in the middle of a garden with a Japanese bridge. And be surrounded by nature and with the person you love. That's like the ultimate dream. And Claude Monet had that. On the second day, I experienced one of the scariest things that ever happened to me. And I'm not overreacting because this made me cry in public, like ugly cry in public, in Paris, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So these are the details of what happened. A couple of weeks or a week ago before my flight, I think I pulled my leg wrong one day when I was walking to school. But even though I've been stretching a lot as well, and so basically I was limping a lot. And I thought the pain would go away, but it didn't. It didn't go away. So much so that it got even worse. It got so bad that when we were in a shopping mall underneath the Louvre, my leg froze. And let me tell you, it was one of the scariest things I ever experienced because I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk. I felt it go up my back. There was a sharp stabbing pain, excruciating pain, and I really thought that I would be paralyzed forever and that I would have to be left alone in the hotel while my family enjoyed the rest of Paris. So yeah, I was ugly crying and it was so scary. Luckily my family was there, so they helped me walk. They lifted me upstairs. The worst thing of all, which adds to the love-hate relationship of me and Paris, is that this was when I realized it's not a PWD friendly city at all. Because all of the elevators were broken, all the escalators were broken. So just continuous flights of stairs. It was a nightmare. I was being carried by my family like this. And it was so embarrassing. There were so many people looking at me and I was ugly crying. So dramatic, so glamorous. Something that belongs in a Lana Del Rey song. Crying in Paris. Maybe I'll write something like that one day. The over-tourism and the sprained leg aside, I think we were also pretty lucky because it's always known to be gloomy and raining in Paris. Paris also had a really bad hailstorm. I don't know if you've seen this on social media or the news, but there was such a bad hailstorm, huge hailstones, as well as tornadoes in the middle of a sunny day. Nobody saw it coming, so we dodged a bullet there. We dodged hailstones there. Just few days or weeks difference and that happened. Wow. So in some sense we are actually lucky. We were actually lucky and blessed in this trip. I guess I'm sharing this story to tell you life is beautiful, even if you're going through the hardest time or experience in your life. And we tend to forget that often. I'm putting this in a vlog to remind myself in the future and you guys that no matter what you're going through, it will be fine. Things will turn out fine. Okay, escargot review. What do you think?
How do you get it out?
How is it?
I like it.
Maybe you should go to Paris, Linus.
Paris?
It helped me a lot. Have you ever been there?
Oh, yes. Yes, once. I was there for 35 minutes.
35 minutes?
Changing planes. I was on my way to Iraq on an oil deal.
Oh, but Paris isn't for changing planes. It's for changing your outlook. For throwing open the windows and letting in la vie en rose.
And I agree, Paris is for changing your outlook, your point of view, your attitude towards life, because no matter what situation you're placed in, your mindset will determine how you react and interpret your situation. And you have the power because it's up to you if you respond with negativity or whatever you choose. It's your choice. And especially when you realize how beautiful life actually is and the world we live in. Even though the world we live in is flawed in several aspects, so are the humans that live in it. Us, each and every one of us, we all have our flaws. As much as we live in difficult times, the world is actually more resilient than we think it is. And our lives, our mere human lives, are just a millionth of a fraction of the world's existence. I'm not saying this to make you think that your life is irrelevant or unimportant. Actually, it's very comforting to think about. I guess what I'm trying to say here is it really isn't that deep. Anyway, to end this love letter to Paris, I admit, I concede that I do love Paris now, but only because I love life more now, regardless of all the pain that comes with it.
It is late at night, and someone across the way is playing La Vie en Rose. It is the French way of saying, I'm looking at the world through rose-colored glasses, and it says everything I feel. I have learned so many things, Father. Not just how to make vichyssoise or calf's head with sauce vinaigrette, but a much more important recipe. I have learned how to live.